Katie Pavlich is news editor for townhall.com and a Fox News contributor. Marian Marsh, former senior advisor to John Kerry. Welcome to you both. Good to have you here as always,
Good
ladies.
morning.
So, Katie, he's basically started to define his attack against Hillary Clinton. Number one is crooked Hillary. Number two is that she's merely pulling the woman card and that she's basically, leaning back on that. She wouldn't be getting anywhere. She wouldn't have 5% of the vote, he says, if it weren't for that. What do you think?
Well, I certainly think he's correct in calling Hillary Clinton crooked, and it seems the FBI has probable cause to think some of that is going on as well. And when he says that Hillary Clinton is relying heavily on the woman card, he's absolutely correct. Hillary has been asked multiple times what makes her different than Barack Obama. She said it's because she's a woman. She's been asked what makes her an outsider to the Washington political scene. She said it's because she would be the first female president. So she's the one who has set herself up for those kinds of attacks. And the fact is that Hillary Clinton, who claims to represent women everywhere, who claims to want equality for women, is going to have to take the hits just as a man would out on the campaign trail.
So, Marian, what do you think? What's your take on all that?
So many things to say. Here's what Donald Trump is doing. He knows the only way that he can beat Hillary Clinton is to go after her and define her negatively to raise her unfavorability ratings and make them worse than his, period. So that's what he started yesterday. So first and foremost, he's trying to unite the Republicans behind him, including everybody who didn't support him, because he's basically saying, look, you may not like me, but I know you like her less. So our common denominator here is Hillary Clinton, number one. Number two, Donald Trump shrewdly also knows that women, the more negative a campaign is, the less likely women are to vote. So oftentimes, when a campaign gets really negative, and this one will beat all records in that department, they just simply don't vote, or they may not vote for him. And that's the bet that Donald Trump is making. And you saw the contrast yesterday. Donald Trump criticizing Hillary Clinton as a woman, Hillary Clinton criticizing Donald Trump in front of the NAACP, saying you can't leave President Obama's legacy in his hands. That's the race for the White House in a nutshell.
Let's take a look at some of these numbers. This is Donald Trump's unfavorable rating. He has 67% of women who disapprove of him. That's a Fox News poll from the end of March. And let's take a look at the other one, which is a Gallup poll, American Opinions of Hillary Clinton among women. 51% disapprove, 46% approve. This whole woman card thing, Katie, is very interesting to me. I mean, number one, you can't say that she would be at 5% if she, if it weren't for the woman card. She was Secretary of State. She was a senator from New York. I mean, that's debunked to a certain extent. But in terms of whether or not it's wise for her to be playing that gender card and saying, elect me because I'm a woman, I think it would be stronger in this position for her to say, don't elect me because I'm a woman. Elect me because I'm the best person for the job.
Exactly. And that's the feminist mantra that Hillary's been really trying to champion over the last couple of decades. But when it comes to actually running the race, she pulls out the woman card and acts like she should be treated differently. I mean, Carly Fiorina pointed this out multiple times when she was running against Hillary and the other Republicans by saying, look, women aren't a special interest group. They vote just like everyone else. And for Hillary to act like she should now receive special treatment as a woman running for president just doesn't add up with this idea that women should be treated equally and they should be on the same footing as men. But Martha, I would point out, yes, I certainly disagree when Donald Trump says that Hillary Clinton would only get 5% of the vote if she weren't a woman and she was running as a man. I think that is not fair to say. And it's also important to point out that Donald Trump also has very serious issues with female voters. And I agree with Marianne when she says this is about trying to keep women home as a whole because they're not wanting to vote for Donald Trump, and they're also, ironically, not wanting to vote for Hillary Clinton either.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, it's crafty, Marianne. So you're saying that instead of going the route of trying to embrace the female vote and trying to win them over, you think he's trying to get them to stay home?
First, I mean, this is where, once again, Donald Trump's running an unconventional but very shrewd campaign, and everyone has underestimated him. Normally, you'll see a lot of people saying he's got to raise his favorability ratings. He knows the only way he can do that is to first tear down Hillary Clinton and really jack up her unfavorability ratings. Then make the case to try to get some women. If you add up the two, women who stay home and don't vote because this is such a negative campaign, and then women who don't like Hillary Clinton and either vote for him or against her, It's not that much in the end. So over 6 months, this whole race is going to be aligned on race and gender and a race to the bottom. The problem is nobody knows where the bottom is. And we're about to find out. And I'm telling you, buckle up, because it's going to be like a vertigo-inducing ride for the next 6 months. And it's all going to be focused on this.
I agreed. I think that's a point we can all agree on, so we'll leave it there. It's going to be,
there you go.
Like Betty Davis would say, buckle your seatbelt, right? It's going to be a very bumpy
absolutely.
ride.
Exactly.
Ladies, always good to see you both. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Martha.